Hello everyone, and welcome back. Today we're talking about one of the most watched hero movies. Logan is a 2017 American superhero film starring Hugh Jackman as a titular character, Logan, aka Wolverine. And what can you expect in the Logan sequel? Be prepared to find out. Here are 10 things to expect in Logan 2. That's your cue to like, subscribe, ring the notification bell, and share this video. Logan was the perfect ending for the hero, showing a man being down by years of war and violence. Logan has received a lot of positive response from critics and fans alike. In fact, here at We Got This Covered, we've argued that it's the finest X-Men movie of all time due to its explanatory character dynamics, tonal consistency, and standout work from the cast and director. However, we didn't come out of our first screening bubble over with questions that were left unanswered, and which may be deciphered in Logan 2. Some of these no doubt were deliberately left vague, while others might be posed for future movies to answer. Here are 10 things we expect in Logan 2. Number 1. Caliban will return in some form. One short scene in Logan hints at the future return of one of its characters. No, not Wolverine or Professor X, but Caliban, Stephen Merchant's albino mutant who assists the alien Charles. After the Reavers use his mutant tracking abilities to hunt down Laura, this mutant kills himself to save his friends. However, after that Dr. Xander Rice suggests that Caliban's genes could still be useful, he was referring to his powers. This can be a scheming hint that Caliban, or at least his clone, will turn up in a future movie. Number 2. What will happen after the Winchester incident? The Winchester incident was an event that occurred in 2028 of the reverse timeline. After developing a degenerative brain disease, he suffered from Alzheimer's disease. Charles Xavier had a seizure and lost control of his powers, causing 600 people to be injured and the deaths of several members of the X-Men, in addition to the permanent destruction of Xavier's school for gifted youngsters. As a result, Charles Xavier's brain was declared a weapon of mass destruction by the US government, forcing him and Logan to hide in Mexico, near the edge of the Mexican-American border. After the incident, Logan began giving Charles medication so similar attacks won't occur. After Charles experienced another seizure that telepathically paralyzed everyone at a hotel casino in Oklahoma City, a radio broadcast noted similarities to the Winchester incident while Logan, Charles, and Laura were driving away. One of Logan's great surprises was this tragic story. Though it's never stated outright, we gather that Professor X is one of his mental seizures back when he was still living in the X-Mansion in Westchester, New York. The telepathic attack injured 600 civilians and killed several of the X-Men. This was a shock to fans. In the Old Man Logan comics, Wolverine is responsible for the death of the X-Men after he massacred them while suffering from hallucination. It's possible that this is what still occurred, but there's no concrete evidence. Charles is a confused old man, so when he talks about suddenly remembering the event at one point, it could be in muddling his experiences up with Logan's. So, we probably have to accept the sad truth that Professor X, while not in control of his powers, killed his own team. Number 3. Are Logan and Charles really the last of the X-Men? At first glance, Charles would have to survive the incident himself, and obviously Logan would have gone through it due to his healing. But Charles can't have wiped out the entirety of his team. Perhaps some X-Men did survive, but the trauma of losing their teammates, and we hate to say it, but probably the students of the school too, meant that they broke up and went their separate ways. Maybe they couldn't face Charles again, knowing what he did, and Logan was left to look after him. In one phase, there was going to be a flashback that fully explained the Westchester incident. James Mangold took it out to retain an air of ambiguity. That's kind of unfortunate, as it would be fascinating to know where things went down in the fascinating scene. Number 4. Wolverine may not be dead. Wolverine died from his injuries. By the end of Logan, the long-suffering mutant's depleted healing factor could no longer save him. Not before Logan performed one final act where he saved Laura and the future of the mutant race. Is Logan really dead? The movie's emotional final scene saw Wolverine buried by a lake. What appears to be his final end was a surprisingly low-key affair. While fighting his evil clone, he was impaled on a shard of wood. With his healing factor dissipating, his body couldn't keep him alive any longer. Is it really enough to stop Wolverine? He who has survived much worse than that. There is a suspicion that Logan deliberately gave him a slightly less destructive death, just in case Jackman decided to return in the future. It could explain his return. Also, Wolverine's death could be a way to cast a new actor in the role. The effort that it takes his body to heal from this wound might cause his cells to regenerate at a cellular level. This can change his form completely. Number 5. X-23 will become the second Wolverine. We can see Laura when she's talking on her father's mantle when she's older. This would fit in with the current status quo in the comics. There is also a rumor that Logan's female clone might be in the Wolverine 3, and what that means for the X franchise. What does that mean for Logan 2? We still do not know. Number 6. Has Logan just been aging really slowly? The earliest date I'm aware of for this movie, Wolverine, being alive is given in X-Men Origins, Wolverine, which shows his powers manifesting in 1845. Since it's not possible to determine exactly how old he is, there are many assumptions that state that his ages are comfortably between 190 and 200 years old in the film. Old man indeed. Something that would really stump fans about Logan is that it takes a completely different approach to his healing factor. His abilities have always been presented to him to make him immortal. He's physically aged and his powers would have weakened considerably. In Logan, this seems to retcon the previous assumption that he's immortal, and implies that he merely has a protracted lifespan. He was still aging over those years, just really, really slowly. And now time is catching up with him. Like all of us, Wolverine's body is now failing him in his old age. Number 7. Transsegun's chemicals may have affected Logan and Charles too. Is there an explanation for Logan's failing powers hidden within the film? During the movie, we find out that a colony Transegun has been secretly distributing anti-mutant gene chemicals into popular food and drink brands. Could these chemicals have also affected adult mutants as well? This would not only account for the weakening of Logan's healing factor, but also Charles' failing mental facilities too. What can we expect in Logan 2? Doctor Who treats Logan at one point says that he has something poisoning him from within. Logan suggests that it could be his adamantium skeleton, which, fair enough, would make sense if his healing factor was not preventing the metal from infecting him. However, it could be that Transegun's chemicals, which Logan presumably unknowingly ingested, are dampening his powers. Number 8. Would actor-star Hugh Jackman be interested in playing the Logan character role again? The character has long been played in films by Hugh Jackman, whose performance in Logan was met with widespread praise from critics and fans alike. The Boys actor, Anthony Starr, Homelander, expresses his interest in playing Wolverine for future Marvel Cinematic Universe adaptations. Disney's acquisition of 20th Century Fox signaled the impending arrival of mutants in the MCU. As a result, the character of Wolverine may be once again reappear in future films. To add, would Hugh Jackman want to work with actor-star Ryan Reynolds in this type of movie? A lot of fans want to see a reboot MCU version of Wolverine. Some of the comments were that people don't think there will be a Logan 2 movie. Hugh Jackman retired from Wolverine with this movie, and has no interest in coming back as he's explained over and over. In addition, there is still no official trailer. Number 9. Will kids from the Transegun be accepted as mutants? Dafne Keen's lore was such an incredibly nuanced performance, and her backstory is rich with solid future possibilities. Fans would love to see what happens after the kids from the Transegun/Alkali program cross into Canada. Will they be accepted as mutants? Will Laura fight knowing her abilities also have the capacity to kill? Number 10. Deadpool appears in Logan 2. In many unofficial trailers, we can see scenes from Deadpool. There are beliefs that Deadpool is appearing in Logan 2. Logan is still dead in Deadpool 2, as the footage in the scene is taken from Wolverine, and it's really more of a joke for longtime X-Men fans than a way of bringing Wolverine back for good. Some fans wrote in the comments on various sites that it's nice to combine the movie Logan 2 with Deadpool. However, until the official trailer of this movie comes out, we can only guess what will happen in the next film of this franchise. So, thanks for watching this video. Make sure to like and subscribe, then ring the notification bell. See you in the next video. Bye!